You gotta love Nicolas Cage as a vampire. Another 2023 Epictastic Halloween Spooktober review, and this is going to be for Renfield. Hey everyone, it's Epictastic Joshua. I'm having so much fun talking about this. This is based on the 1897 novel Dracula by Bram Stoker, inspired by characters from that. And this is the character of Renfield this time. And this is directed and produced by Chris McKay, which this is his second movie against his filmography in live action movies. The first one being The Tomorrow War. And this stars Nicolas, Hoult, Awkwafina, Ben Schwartz, Sharu Agaladashlu, and Nicolas Cage. In this movie, we follow, of course, Renfield, who is the tortured aide to narcissistic boss Dracula, and he's forced to procure his master's prey and do his everyday bidding. However, after centuries of servitude, he's ready to see if there is a life outside the shadow of the Prince of Darkness. And then we also have Awkwafina as a police officer trying to take down Dracula and have a friendship with them, and she has her own subplot going on there. When it comes to Renfield, this was actually one of my most anticipated movies of 2023. I didn't get to review it when it came out because even though I did see it, a little bit of some mental health things going on. The time has come, it is October, and this movie was so fun. I had a great time with this. And this is one of those movies right next to a lot of other movies this year. I don't think this movie deserves a bomb. Just like with a few other movies, this should not have been a bomb. This should have been at least a decent sized hit for this. Starting off with the pros is, I just enjoyed the zany, silly, gore-filled, and just horror comedy take on Dracula. I love that. I think it's very fun. It makes it for something very creative and very original. And it's something interesting. And I had tons of fun watching it. It was so fun. I like the deliveries on the different take of Dracula, because we're so used to Dracula in many incarnations being scary as all hell. And Dracula's been around for thousands and thousands of years, since the 1800s with Bram Stoker. There are so many classic interpretations. You have the Gary Oldman one, you have Christopher Lee, you have Bela Lugosi, you had Nosferatu, you also have recently of the TV movies, you have the Monster High type of things with Steve Valentine, and he does good in that. You also had Dead Dracula and Loving It with Leslie Nielsen, and the Monster Squad, which I have yet to see, but I definitely want to see it. And also you had Dracula Untold, which a lot of people hated, but I was one of those people who had some fun with it. With so many years worth of Dracula, it's time you do something different. And it all comes down to the direction, it all comes down to the writing, and it makes it fun. It has fun with its premise, it's not cheating you out, and when Dracula shows up, he shows up. And Nicolas Cage has a lot of fun in the role as Dracula. I dig him as Dracula, and he's very fun. And it's a crazy idea that could have been a disaster, but I feel like with the way it was handled with care, even though the script may not have been the best, and the story is something different, this is how you bring something new to the classic Universal monsters. And it's a shame that no one acknowledges, because this was fun. I was screaming, I was hilarious, I laughing. I was enjoying it. It's like Mortal Kombat had Dracula. Horror, action, comedy, and it blends it all very well. You have Robert Kirkman, who did the story, who's also creator of stuff of Invincible and The Walking Dead and Oblivion and Firepower for Image Comics. And you also have Chris McKay, who's also a director, and then you have Ryan Ridley writing the script. These three, as far as direction, story, and screenplay, got to play in the sandbox and have so much fun. And they were all really did a good job in what they did. An hour and 33 minutes is a fast-paced, fun adventure, and I had a blast with it. There's a lot of this that made it just look very awesome and very creative. It loves the cinematography aspect of the movie. Is very well shot. This is a $65 million budget, and just like what's going on with the career right now, it bombs, and that's a shame because movies like this are so fun when you bring so original stuff bring into it. So I definitely very much enjoy that type of aspect to it. Cinematography was good. I love the editing in this movie. It's fast-paced editing. It does slow down a little bit when you get to Shohreh Aghdashloo's character as Bella Francesca Lobo, but I think that had a purpose of its own to be there. It just could have been written a little better or fast-paced a little better. The music by Marco Beltrami, one of my favorite composers, especially of horror and superheroes and sci-fi. He does great there. Also, I have to give a shout out to Nicolas Hoult, which this is one of the best things I've seen him in. I like Nicolas Hoult as an actor. He was great in Jack the Giant Slayer. I think that movie was underrated. I liked him in Warm Bodies, and Fury Road, he's going crazy in that, and Tolkien was a decent movie, even though it could have been better, but I think he fit J.R.R. Tolkien very well. And The Menu, I thought, was actually really hilarious, too. He was good in that, too, playing an asshole type food, pretentious guy. And then the X-Men movies, he was good in 3 of them. Dark Phoenix, he was fine, but he didn't really want to be there. But I will overall say I think he was fantastic. I liked his character. I like his likability. His screen presence was there. It was harkening back to Jack the Giant Slayer, where he's having fun here. And he has fun here in this movie. And he's great. And you do tell he wants out of the relationship with Dracula. And as much shit as I give after, this makes fun of toxic relationships in a funny way. Again, after, that's how you fucking do it. You don't freaking irritate me. You make fun of it, or just address it in a healthier way, in a better written, cohesive fashion. Well, I also like his chemistry with Awkwafina and some of the other castmates. Speaking of Awkwafina, if I have not praised Awkwafina enough, I'm going to do it here. She plays a traffic cop called Rebecca. And she's working for the NOPD, and she's fun in here. She wants to help Renfield take down Dracula, and she was great here. And obviously, I know some people are not big on Awkwafina, but I think she's a pretty funny actress. I like her in Neighbors 2. I liked her in Ocean's 8. Crazy Rich Asians, The Farewell. She should have gotten an Oscar nomination for it. The Bad Guys, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Angry Birds, and The Little Raya and the Last Dragon she was great in. And I very much had fun with her in Jumanji: The Next Level. She did a spot-on impression of Danny DeVito. And if I have not said it already, she is one of the most gorgeous actresses and one of the most gorgeous Asians I've seen. She is literally beautiful.
And you know this, man!
Look at you go!
Putting that aside, I think her performance is great in this. Ben Schwartz, the voice of Sonic, what more can I say about him? I pretty much, ever since Sonic has been on the eye, look at this guy. He's great in Flora and Ulysses. He was great in This Is Where I Leave You. He was great in... He's a fantastic Sonic. And I loved him in DC's League of Super Pets. He also did Star Wars The Force Awakens for a little bit as a cameo, Lego Movie 2, Night School and such. He's a very funny guy. I like him. He's cool. In Star Wars Episode 7, he did BB-8 and played a Stormtrooper, so that was cool. He once again has great screen presence here. There is a reason why he is great as Sonic. He gets the mannerisms of that character down so good. Shohreh Aghdashloo is good, and Brandon Scott Jones, and Camille Chen, and the rest of the cast, including Caroline Williams, is great. And the action is very over the top and very fun. And it's gory. It's CGI blood sometimes, but the CGI blood wasn't distracting. It mixed very well with some of the more practical blood. So if you're looking for that sweet trademark carnage candy, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it in this. Going to the one negative I do have when it comes to this movie, I thought the subplot with... When it comes to Shohreh Aghdashloo, I thought her subplot was just there. She's not bad in the movie. I think she does good in the movie for what she's given. She's great in it. I just feel like they could have done more when it comes to her in that. When it comes to that premise. Also, the family of Awkwafina, they were just there, but I get it. They didn't really mess with me there. But at the end of the day, if you're looking for something in the part of Dracula that is not scary, that's not the tried and true formula, this is one of those movies I think people really overlooked. This is one of the most underrated and more overlooked movies that people did not see, and that is a shame, because with movies like this and stuff like The Creator and such, I have not seen The Creator yet, and with stuff like Beau is Afraid and many other original movies, you need movies like this to break up the big blockbusters. And this deserves to be at least a decent sized hit, to close to 125 to 145 million dollar hit. It didn't cost that much. I guess just timing or the lack of interest didn't really see. But this is what I come to with vampires, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was zany, gory, pure over-the-top fun, but it's a different take on Dracula, and I appreciate that. I love the performances, and I really do hope, despite this being a comedy, this and The Last Voyage could be the start of vampires making a comeback, because I really want vampires to come back before other movies, like Blade. So I'm going to go ahead and give this an Epictastic. Well, that's going to do it for the video that you just watched. If you want to see more, my channel icon is up here. If you want to see more content from me, all my social medias are right here in this end card. I will also leave a playlist and a video here for you to see what the channel is about. As always, acknowledge me, stay Epictastic, join the Epictasticness, and you guys keep it cool.